Hello. As you may have noticed in that last video, which I still haven't posted yet, I wasn't the healthiest I've ever been, and that amazingly got so much worse when I went travelling. I had a cough, which gave me a sore throat, and was powerful enough that I had trouble catching my breath. And I don't mean from coughing, I mean like walking down the street I had to stop and catch my breath. It was pretty weird. My heart rate was still irregular for like a week or so after that, and I had a fever, which I would be shivering and cold, but my skin would be absolutely roasting, and I woke up with like a massive Dexy-shaped puddle of sweat on the bed where I was sleeping that night. It was not fun, which is why I didn't do any videos while I was away. But I did do some cool things, so I'm just going to quickly mention what I did. I went to Darwin. I went straight from the airport to like a kind of night market thing, which was really cool. It's mostly food and the kind of usual souvenir crap things, but there was some interesting stuff there. And it was right next to the beach as well, so I kind of sat down and regained my strength because I was really feverish that day. I ate some crocodile. Actually, I had a crocodile burger. Watched the sunset, which was really, really nice, and then watched a really lackluster fire performer who had no effect on the audience at all. Like, no one really cared what was happening. It's quite funny. And then the next day in Darwin, we went to the crocodile place. It was like billed as like a crocodile zoo, but it was pretty much just a crocodile farm for making like skins and such, with like other animals in like a kind of separate bit, so like emus and stuff. It was alright. It was pretty small. The guided tour was pretty good. I got to feed a crocodile, so I got to eat and feed a crocodile. I also got to hold one, and I got to hold a snake as well, which is a new thing for me. Crocodile's very hard on top, very soft in the bottom, which is where the skin comes from like handbags and stuff. But it was mad. They had like a pen with 650 crocodiles in it, just for breeding them. It was really kind of crazy. And he also claimed to have the most extensive crocodile museum ever in the world, and that featured toy dinosaurs, which is kind of funny. And then that night there was an open cinema, like an outdoor cinema thing, with deck chairs, which were really cool, especially because they were kind of somewhere between deck chairs and hammocks, so that it wasn't individual chairs. You could sit and kind of cuddle into the person next to you if you wanted to, which was really cool. And they had like pillows and food. It was really, really good. But luckily that day just happened to be a viewer's choice of comedy award movie thing, and it happened to be Life of Brian, which I hadn't seen in such a long time. I actually forgot most of the jokes, and it was fucking hilarious. And then the next day we went to the Gold Coast. I went to Brisbane for like half a day. Brisbane's really, really nice. They've done it up since it's been flooded. It's really cool, kind of like in the middle of the city. There's a beach, like not a natural beach. They've made a beach in the middle of the city. It looks really, really cool. You can just hang around and swim and lie and get a suntan in the middle of the city. It's mad. And then from there we went to where I was staying, which is Surfer's Paradise. Sounds like the most awesome place in the world. It's kind of like Blackpool, but for Australians. It's just like a kind of seaside resort thing. It's kind of pretty lame, to be honest. The coolest thing they have is they actually have a gun range, which I didn't go into, but it's next to the most awesome arcade ever. You just buy a card, and like the money on your card is the money you have, and you just go around and swipe it, and that also gets you like tokens for prizes and stuff. But they have like, it's like an entire floor of a shopping centre full of arcade games, and they've got really cool games that like I've never played before. Like a game for like a prize, like just ticket things. Where you threw balls at the screens like a shoot 'em up kind of thing, but you threw balls instead of firing, which is really fun. And just random games I've never seen. I got to play Dance Revolution in Japanese, which is confusing, but once you got it sorted up, it was alright. But yeah, it was really, really cool. I'd love to go back to that, only for that arcade, nothing else. Don't ever go to Surface Paradise, it sucks. It is a really, really small town. Although there's a very cool street that it goes strip club, strip club, strip club, police station. Across the street from the police station, the legal high shop. And the rest of that street is just bars and clubs, which is probably a very good place to put a police station. But it just seems really, really funny. So yeah, all in all, I had a good time despite being really horribly ill. Like, if I was home, I probably wouldn't have left bed. In fact, I didn't leave bed the Saturday night before I left, except to go to work, which was brutal because I was not in the mood for it. I got away at 4:30 when we closed at 5, and I slept in the back room with the music as loud as it is on a Saturday night and the lights on. I slept out cold solidly until Nick woke me up because we were like closing up. It was awesome. I felt so much better after sleeping, but yeah, things are good. I'm kind of constantly on the move now. I keep moving between places and stuff because the hostel I was staying at is nice, but it's a little bit expensive. And for some reason, there is no hot tap. The shower cubicles, there's like showers and baths, not baths, showers and toilets are separate kind of cubicles. The showers themselves are awesome, but there's no sink, there's no mirrors. So if you want to like brush your teeth and wash your face in the morning, you have to go to the toilet, which isn't a big deal. But the toilet has a very, very tiny sink. It only has a cold tap, so if you want to shave, you have to shave the cold water. It's not fun. And the kitchen is tiny. Considering it's a 5-floor hostel, the kitchen is ridiculously small. And the bar has its own kitchen because they do food, which again begs the question: why is the kitchen for everybody else so small? If you have a kitchen for the bar, why not just make that one big kitchen and not have bar food? But yeah, that's just nitpicking. The rest of the hostel is actually really, really nice, really clean. Although the hostel staff are the same no matter where you go. They're just people who are there for rent and are not very bright and not very good. Especially checking out. You could just check out there. Fun fact about my last hostel: I left my luggage there when I went to the clinic for the last time. Came back. Did not pass reception, managed to go past reception. The left luggage is on the second floor, reception is the first floor. Walked all the way past reception, saw no member of staff. Went to the luggage room where people had let themselves in because they were getting the luggage. Walked in without a key, picked up my bag, and left. No one ever saw me take my bag. So, that's secure. Not a very well run hostel at all. I mostly left because I was fed up of the beds being held together with tape, there only being one socket. I don't mean one power point, I mean one plug hole for a 4-bed dorm, and I said the beds were held together with tape, and the staff were all idiots, and they threw out all my food as well, even though it was clearly labelled and said, you know, I was going to be here for a while. And like, not even things that they may have thought were mouldy or anything. They threw out everything, including my bag. Just nice of them. So that was just the last straw I had enough. I left. But I should hopefully get my own place in like 3 weeks. So I'm very much looking forward to not being in hostels. It's been like a year now I've been living in hostels. It's not good. So I think my next update will probably be when I get my own place. So until then, goodbye.